Hello, dear masculine. You know, I find myself lately sitting and thinking about where I was when separation began, and about the separations that occurred before that. And I think back to the old versions of myself that used to feel so sorry for herself, that used to doubt that you would choose her, that you really loved her, that anyone did, that used to be so freaked out in moments of silence. It's funny, too, because I can see my own ugliness in past moments of impatience and fear and anxiety. And to now be sitting in recycles of those same situations, but they're so different now because I'm filled with mirth about them. I can see that where I used to fill the moments of silence with anxiety and self-doubt and fear about the potential of you disappearing or of some horrible meaning to it, and now all I see is the realness of the emotions and the connections and the infiniteness of it all. I can see that when you're silent, you are not rejecting me. You are not turning me away. You are saying, I am feeling such big feelings, I don't know what to say. And Spirit shows me many visions of lessons you're learning and thoughts that you're feeling, and this telepathic connection to me is just so great. And I'm even learning, I'm not even learning, I have learned to love the wait. For I know that it's not about being made to wait. It's about choosing to wait. It's about choosing to enjoy the journey and not to worry about the destination. And I can remember when I first got those messages from Spirit, and I was so afraid to hear it. Another week, potentially a few months, even years? How could I possibly go on in my life without my masculine right near me? How could I be happy? How could I sing? How could I bring light to the world? How am I expected to do these things when I don't even have the one next to me who makes my heart sing, even when we're both miserable? Though it's just been magical, and I know that it's not all credit to you, but I know that somehow our spirits chose to dance this dance in this lifetime before we were born, and to forget so we wouldn't know. And now I know it again, and I have visions of you knowing it again soon too, and it's such a beautiful dance, the dips and twirls. It makes me swoon sometimes just to think about all the potential destinations we could arrive at and all the potential outcomes of how things could go, and to be in this energy of joyful amazement where I don't need to know, and to feel like I'm comfortable. I want to say comfortable in the discomfort because that's how I got here, but it's not even uncomfortable anymore. There's no discomfort. You yourself have shown me how much you love me, how irresistible you find me, how much you feel like you should have just been able to ghost and run away, and yet you can't. How much you miss our dance. How much you regret not actually dancing with me and all the opportunities that I invited you into. And I love those little moments when your feelings leak out, when you can't keep them in anymore. And usually they come and you don't even know what's going on my end. And usually it's in a moment when I was already thinking about the beautiful presence of the present and all the wonderful memories we've already had, and how I one day embraced the absurdity of being able to rewrite our story without making it up. And it feels, I know it already has. And I know that the only piece of the puzzle is that, dear masculine, you are still stuck in the sad because you you don't believe yet that you can do that. that you can see all the good and worth in you. I know you see it in me. You've revealed in countless telepathic messages, and now even recently in a few 3D ones, that what has kept you away isn't some sort of doubt about me, that doubt in your love for me or doubt in my worth, but in yours. And I could even think back to a time when I thought of you as so fragile because of what you've been through, as such a victim, that I needed to nurture you and tell you you were good and remind you all the time and protect you from your own mind. And now it's fun because I love being able to do that, though I don't feel like I need to. I feel like I do just enough. I feel like I do more than enough, really, just in being myself. And I love that feeling. I love feeling like more than enough without having to put in all this extra energy and all this extra stuff. And I just find it so delightful that I can see where we are and where we've been and where we will be, and not need it to be one specific thing. And yes, I cannot deny that what my heart wants and believes is coming true is me and you in a delightful new union, because we've never really left union. And I can tell that we haven't, because you are still stuck in where we were. And what's funny is I love that. I love knowing that we've always been in union, that separation is simply an illusion of the imagination, of fear, of anxiety, and low vibration. And it's fun to think that, considering how connected we've always been and will always be, that I can now imagine new union occurring, and I don't even need to see what it includes. I don't need to predict it. I don't need to plan for it. I don't need to worry about the tower moments, or the phoenix moments, or the stuff that might not feel so good, because I know that it will lead to goodness, as it always has. And I think about the things you've told me, and the notes you've written me, and all the times you said, "You can't believe how kind I am." And masculine, you fill my life with so much warmth and mirth, even in your worst moments, because you are so adorable in thinking that you aren't worth more than every star we see in the sky at night. I think about that quote that gets passed around that says, if you think about how many people had to come together over so many generations just for you to be born, you would realize what a miracle you are, and how intentional it was that you were born. I know you're going to see this soon. I know that you can hear me singing it to your heart too. And I know that even though you feel sad right now and you're still in much of a mess, that it's going to be beautiful when you confess, especially because I no longer need it, and I know it is more for you. And that even makes me laugh, because I can remember when separation started and I confessed to you, and I even admitted it was more for me than for you. I understand the power of it. And I look forward so much to that moment, because it'll be the moment when you start loving you. And that's really what matters right now most, masculine. I know you love me, and I know you know I love you. Though right now, what's most important is that you learn to love you.